to start. People, well, this is
It's already started.
oh, you're gonna have people. This was a good idea. This is a bad idea. I'm like, I'm looking at it. I'm like I saw the little 3 minute and 30-second little demo reel, and I'm like, okay, first of all, this thing looks like they took a Wii U and took out the little other unit. I don't know how powerful this thing's gonna be, but
I'm fairly certain it can outperform a Wii U, but it's not going to be like drastically better than a Wii U.
oh no, and I don't think it's gonna be on par with what Microsoft's gonna be doing with the Xbox Scorpio coming out next year.
They will be
Hello?
trying to put that type
Gilligan.
of hardware in a tablet.
All right. Well, we've been live for like 30 seconds.
Gilligan, why the long face?
I've been
Why
through a
so
lot.
serious?
Oh, man.
Why so serious?
You just look so depressed.
Yeah, man.
Well, this is
I've been
OGL
through a
number
lot,
35. I'm sorry, number 36, I believe.
35? Bad there, bro.
I think it's 36. But
Get your numbers right.
I'm Dr. Feelgood, and as you see, I'm not even going to introduce these bastards at the bottom. We're just going to free ball it, and the topic is strictly the Nintendo Switch.
Firstly, I would like to say I am not free balling. I'm sorry. I don't think it's a good idea to have a bunch of dudes free balling it together. If you want to do that, that's fine.
Hey, look, man, I'm just saying that the way I look at it, that Nintendo just teabagged the competition.
Well, I mean, here's what I'm waiting for. I want to see how Sony and Microsoft are going to try to steal this.
Hold on. I already said it. Sony's going to make an upgraded move. They're going to call it the Move U.
The Move U in the Playroom.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's
and
I'm just waiting.
Remember that smart glass?
Yeah.
Man, Microsoft bring that smart glass.
They're going to call it smart ass.
Technically, they already have. It's called Windows 10.
Yeah, that's Windows 10. Windows 10 on tablet.
That's not a joke.
Game on the shit.
And this is the shameless plug to the viewers. Be sure to check out all the memes I created. I'm pretty sure you would enjoy it.
He was on fire today.
But anyway,
on fire.
Let's talk about the first thing. How do you guys like the way it looks?
I'll go first. I'm probably going to be the least harsh among the group. I like the tablets look with the Joy-Cons on the side. That's what they call it, Joy-Cons, right?
Yeah.
Joy-Cons. I like it when that whole thing is together, but once you take that off there and you put it on that controller piece and it looks all square and ugly. It looks like it. I'm pretty sure it's functional. It might be comfortable, but that once that square controller is like, it looks ugly. So I know for me, Pro controller at home most of the time, unless I'm going to have somebody, unless there's a player too, then they just going to be stuck with the square controller.
All right.
Can I say something about
Go ahead.
the Switch? So yeah, like where to begin? Like,
Well, right now we're just going to
just
give your thoughts on the look of it. Just give your thoughts on
just the appearance.
Just the appearance of it. Okay. So I'm not sure if anyone here is gonna be really harsh on it unless you're a certain RTG85. Okay. I really like the appearance. Like this, it has that black, gray matte finish look onto it. By the looks of it itself.
That is a good thing.
And the Joy-Con controllers, you know, I think it was confirmed as well that the Joy-Con controllers will have the motion controls. So yeah, like the idea, the fact that this is a reality, wants to be great, and it's now a reality. You know, it's just amazing. It's an amazing day. A great day to be a Nintendo fan, honestly.
Who wants to go next?
I'll slide on in there. Basically, there's only one thing I can really say. Nintendo basically made a slimmer form of the Wii U, and basically said, "Oh, they wouldn't buy these bitches last time, but they'll buy it this time." Which is kind of like what they did with the GameCube to the Wii. And so they're just doing it all over again. So I mean, and it's going to be hilarious to see people who during the Wii were like, I don't want a controller with a screen in the middle of it. Buy this shit and be like, oh, this is great. This is so innovative. This is revolutionary. This is the future.
I have an announcement. YouPorn is asking if they can be watched on the Switch.
Are you kidding me?
No joke. It's on Twitter. Go look.
YouPorn is asking if they can be watched on the on. Oh my God.
Look, I'm gonna retweet it right now. I'm retweeting
there's
that
only
right.
one thing I can really say. If it enables you to switch, no pun intended, videos and choose videos with one hand, this might become more popular than the PlayStation's Playroom.
Well, hold on. You still have the Joy-Cons where you can hold one in one hand and probably use it like a remote.
Look,
So
God.
Actually, no, not
on the
even.
go.
I'm gonna go out
On the
there
go
on a
Nintendo
limb
Porno.
Oh my God.
to be the Joy-Con, not Joy-Con, the Switch itself is gonna be much better than the PS4 Pro. Like it's already pretty much has stolen the PS4 Pro's thunder at this point.
Dude.
Yeah, but that's not hard to do because I'm pretty sure most people didn't give a shit about the PS4 Pro in the first place. I
nobody
didn't
really
hear
said
anyone
anything.
saying this is going to
Nobody
change
said-
the future of gaming. It's a fucking PS4 with slightly better specs.
Yeah, nobody really said anything about it. It was just there, and then we all forgot about it.
Yeah.
Hey, you know the funny thing.
Sony shitting bricks right now.
And I actually commented on this multiple times today, even in the chat. But if you looked at Nintendo's YouTube channel where they broadcast the video and all the other content, usually when it comes to Nintendo stuff, either it's mixed, reaction, or typically it's negative if it's like a beloved franchise or thing that fans think has changed. This was so overwhelmingly positive that I think the last time I checked, it was like 170,000 likes to only 4,000 dislikes.
Well, that's
less
amazing.
It's like 2%. That means
That's
basically
Breath of the
90% of
Wild
people that
numbers.
watch the video actually do want this damn thing.
Yeah.
See, but the bad thing is, I wanted it before.
And Andre, you and I spoke about this today. It's like basically all Nintendo did, and these fuckers fell for it. All Nintendo did is said, and I said it to my meme. So you thought the Wii U was dead? Okay, I guess we'll switch it up.
Oh, I know what meme you missed. I know what meme you missed now. I know which one you missed. This isn't even my final form one. You missed that one. You gotta do
Like,
that.
and what gets me is that these people that are shitting on the Wii U have been since launch and still shitting on it today.
Yeah.
If they're not even paying attention, like if you look at this, even this 3-minute video,
It's a
to
Wii
me,
U gamepad.
all I saw was a Wii U gamepad
Yeah.
with beautiful analogs.
Exactly.
And because the Wii U gamepad is already super light. People say it's bulky and heavy. I said no, it's light. I think if you take the Wii U gamepad back off, that shit would be slender. All they did was slim this shit down
And here's
and
the
make
thing.
it a high resolution screen, and they called it something different. You fuckers fell for it.
And here's the
You know
thing.
what the weirdest?
It's a Wii
You know
U
what the-
gamepad with Wiimotes because those the detachable Wiimotes on the side that have been refined, technology made cheaper and more slimmer, so it's not as heavy. But basically, I mean, like everything that these quote unquote core gamers said they hated about the Wii and the Wii U, Nintendo just repackaged it, which is what we said they were going to do. They're just going to repackage their old shit and just slip it in a different way. I mean,
And Red Fox, on top of that, here's another thing they did. You know how the Nintendo's always had the kid stigma. Now, especially with the Wii and the Wii U, even though the Wii U is geared more towards core gamers, it still has the Wii thing, which is a kid thing. Well, this 3 minute video mostly showed young adults and adults. There were
Yeah.
no small
Mm-hmm.
children in this video. And to me, it's like, Nintendo, did you really switch the narrative without people noticing? Because you basically just told them the Wii U again, although a truly portable, fully realized version.
Yep.
But you let them know that, like, hey, guess what? This is what it can do, and this is what it's meant for.
So you got what do you think about the whole
Oh,
information about Nvidia working on the
I'm actually pretty good with that because the way, really thinking about the way the Wii U worked and how this is going to work, it made sense that Nvidia is the one working with the chipset and stuff. They specialized in that in the PC side of things, being able to connect stuff wirelessly and to be able to stream back and forth and all that. That's what they were working with.
Yeah.
Double
I
M
think
and your
Mike told him.
connection.
Mike would, yeah.
Yeah. What I will say is this: Nintendo said that this is primarily a home system, which I mean, you have to listen to cold words and
3DS.
make an inferred information, take inferred information. So this probably means the battery is probably shit. So, um, please don't run around with this thing. And secondly, if this is meant to take the place of their home system, is this what are they going to do to take the place of the 3DS?
I,
I think this is going to take
my
place of
thoughts on
both
that
of them.
Both?
is my thoughts on that is that this is a replacement for both because the 3DS, we know the new 3DS is basically a stopgap. But I really do think that overall, especially the new cartridge setup, and the reason, and because they did fuse both their portable, their handheld and console divisions, basically all they're going to do now, they're probably going to still make some games that are meant to be played on the, on the system on a lower, of course, a lower scale portion. But I think that overall, instead of having this segmented part where you got cool ass 3DS lineup and lackluster Wii U, it's now going to be pretty much one of the same. Not exactly like the Vita did with Sony with the Vita and PlayStation 3, but I can see that happening. I can see now that hey, they're going to make a game that can be played. In other words, think about the 3DS when they can plug their bitches through television.
Well, but wouldn't that bite into their market?
Not necessarily because you're going to have some people that they're going to buy this thing strictly for the portable aspect.
Yeah, but I mean, but I mean that's always been one of their strengths about Nintendo is that okay, if the home market isn't working exactly for them, they have the handheld market to pick up the slack. And there are certain people that they don't really want to play home games. They prefer their handheld to go, and then there are certain people who prefer their home games and don't really do a lot of handheld games.
I guess though that since this is the way they're setting it up is to kind of meet both needs at once. I
Instead of
think
having
people are
two
going to get this.
consoles, you have one console now. You put it back on.
Yeah. Mikey, your mic is still not helping, bro. Sounded like me there.
Or your connection is not very good.
Yeah, it's not working.
Go
Google
ahead.
is being mean
I
to
was
you
about
today.
Can I say something about all this? The fact that Nintendo actually showed the Switch after E3, and yet they're getting all the buzz, proves that the relevancy of E3 and as a whole.
E3 is dead. It's dead.
Well, E3's been dead for the last I want to say 5 years.
No, I would say honestly, the last time E3 had even remotely any hype to it was 2014 with Nintendo. That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was mostly because Nintendo did their own thing. Like it's not because of E3 itself. It's because someone had a good show. God damn it! Someone's stealing a car over there.
Grand Theft Auto in real life.
Yeah. Come
Sorry,
back here,
I'm actually
Tommy.
outside, so
Okay.
I'm heading my way home. Was doing the laundry.
All right, man.
So
But I'm just wondering, like, Nintendo held this shit so close to the chest, it was basically inside of an artery. And knowing that they did it so late in the year, I mean, October's essentially over.
hmm
There is no way Sony could change up or emulate any shit either before, during, or immediately after the PS4 Pro.
And yet they're gonna try.
They're gonna try. They're gonna bring. Maybe they'll bring back the Vita and remote
Yeah.
play.
They're gonna bring back the Vita. Hey, we got remote play, and it's gonna be like when your parents are doing grown folk shit, and you walk in the room, they're like, "Shut the fuck up, grown folks is doing shit over here."
Well, here's the thing. The Switch has all the buttons. The Vita doesn't.
And that's another thing I
More
noticed
said-
is that with those two Joy-Cons, each one is going to have an analog stick, 4 face buttons, and 2 triggers.
Yeah.
Imagine
Now,
the possibilities if they do have motion controls.
Now there is an elephant in the room.
That's what I'm hoping to find out.
Yeah, there is an elephant
What they
in the
do,
room that we
because
have to talk
Splatoon
about.
without the
Dog.
The hell?
elephant.
What's
There's an elephant
What's
in the room that we have to talk about, which is
what, the massive amounts of crow that everybody's gonna have to eat today?
no. The elephant in the room is the massive amount of quote unquote third parties that are supposed to be supporting this device. How many of you think that they're actually going to be there? Because I'm going to tell you right now, what you're going to get from 2K and maybe, but like Bethesda, I'm not even. Whatever.
Let's not talk about Bethesda.
glitch Thesda, bug Thesda, but the rest of them, are we going to see a repeat of the Wii U launch lineup with a whole bunch of shitty re-releases and remasters?
I will answer that. In my personal opinion, I could be totally wrong. I think no, and here's why. Do you think Nintendo would enter into agreements with these bastards knowing exactly what happened last time? So much so to would have to support their own console after the first year, almost entirely by themselves? I'm pretty sure even the ones that came to them, like EA, I'm pretty sure that they probably wanted to come in and try to run shit, but Nintendo's like, yeah, you need to pay us.
Let me put it this way. I'm pretty sure that Nintendo themselves have some games on the pipeline to really showcase what this system is about day one. What I'm saying is that, do you think from third parties who claim, there's this list of third parties that are like, yeah, we're really excited. Like, I'm skeptical. I'm very, very skeptical. I'm like, yeah, from Ubisoft, it's going to be a whole bunch of bullshit. From Capcom, Konami, bullshit, shitty. I mean, it's gonna be remasters. Even if you see a Skyrim, it's gonna be a fucking remaster.
But that's what everyone wants, though.
And although I will say this much, if Nintendo could get GTA 5 on it,
I'd rather have the new Red Dead, actually.
God, now,
More
see,
interesting setting.
I hated Red Dead Redemption.
Nah,
I mean,
liked
look, I'm looking at it like this. If people are excited for Skyrim, which is technically unconfirmed, I see no problem with putting GTA 5 on it as well, and seeing Red Dead happen.
But Andre, it was in the sizzle reel. You mean to tell me they may have lied like every other console manufacturer who showed a sizzle reel of games?
Well, you know what though? I do have one.
Saying from the standpoint, they are saying they are not confirming any. They're not talking about any of their projects with Nintendo.
Yeah, that's
basically keeping it quiet. So that's fine.
Yeah, I don't trust any of it, because if this is the case, this system would have to have a massive hard drive to download all those fucking patches for Bethesda games. And that's just,
I don't think Nintendo's gonna allow that shit. And here's why. I honestly do believe that the most hard drive space this thing will come with built in is probably about 100 gigabytes. That's I think the most it's going to have built into the system. Two,
if they're smart,
but they're going back to cartridges. Now they could easily make a 64 gigabyte, even a 128 gigabyte cartridge, at least that it can hold.
Hi guys,
However,
can you hear me?
Yeah,
we can hear you now.
Cool.
But I can't see them, allowing these bastards to just, bring over a dirty port because the cartridge has the room for it and try to run it. Like, they specified that, hey, this thing has a custom NVIDIA chip architecture. Everything they said about the thing was custom, so you can't just bring over a dirty port. That's just not going to work. And doing that shit on the Wii U, it did not work. This thing is essentially a Wii U upgraded. So Nintendo's not going to take that shit. They're not going to be like, well, we'll take this game since we got nothing else. Bullshit. Nintendo just, when they showed that list of games, the games running on it, they basically letting people know that, like, yeah, even if third parties don't do shit, we'll be able to do something. We'll have some shit out for you. So they have
But
to
you
prove
also
themselves
have
this
to
time
think.
around.
You also have to think though they could possibly be doing quick and dirty ports because a lot of these companies have worked with NVIDIA's architecture before, so it shouldn't be too hard for them.
And this is, but this still, even though this is,
I mean, it's still customized no matter what.
Yeah,
I
But
mean, but it's not x86 though.
oh fuck no, no, it's not.
and again, I'm happy it's not. I'm happy. At least they haven't said so, but I'm pretty certain it isn't. So I'm
Yeah.
happy it's not because I really don't want that. I really don't.
I hope they don't release any specs about it because I don't want to hear people who don't know fuck about hardware
Unfortunately,
talking
even
about
if
specs.
Nintendo doesn't, somebody from a third party company is going to say put something somewhere. There's
He's already been talking.
There's already a dev kit leak somewhere out
You
there.
know what I want? I want someone to buy one of these things and tear it apart. And I'm like, you stupid motherfucker, why would you buy an expensive ass piece of hardware and then tear it apart just to tell people, oh, this is what's in it? Because, I mean, these are the same people who still don't know just how powerful Wii U is.
In my opinion, man, I seen a tweet about I think some third party saying, we can't wait to put our games in the Wii U, like Unreal 4. It's like I don't even want Unreal anything, to be honest. Like, no, because all you basically care about is pushing high end fidelity, and really I just want a quality game that works.
Well, that's a tall order, man, because no one really wants to do that anymore.
Now, I'm not sure if you guys noticed, but this thing that had the actual base portion, it didn't have many ports on it. All I saw what the two cables were coming out of. It only had two cables in the back. I'm thinking that's probably power and HDMI for the television. I'm pretty sure they didn't show off any online play on this thing, so I didn't see any kind of, Ethernet cable. But
yeah, they didn't show off any online features.
I saw two USBs on the left-hand side, and that's all I saw.
Yeah, what I was thinking is that they're probably going to have some way for you to use an external hard drive, just because, like, the way this thing is looking, like, it's like for the games you're going to need like 32 gigs for how big games are now, even with compression. You're still going to need an external hard drive for if you're like a huge game person. So either that or you're going to go all physical media, but some shit is just not released physical, so you're going to have to download it. So, or DLC, because some games have expansions and those are released digitally, so you're still going to need some type of external hard drive.
It could also come with it could also have like SD thing as well, like.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
even the biggest SD, like, what is 256 gigs?
Yeah.
Actually, no. The biggest right now is 512.
Oh well, shit! They've doubled it again.
512.
512. How much is that? Like 150? $150?
Well, 256 ones now you can get for 50 60 bucks. So
Okay.
512, but I think it's made by the ones that are 512 are made by SD themselves, so they're probably more expensive. So you may be looking at like 100, 120.
So
I bet the rewrite speed I think is kind of bad though.
Well, even then, at that point, I mean, at $60, $70, you could easily just go and buy a second or third generation standard HD external HD drive, and it'll have double, triple the space of flash cards. So, I mean,
I'd say the ports
and it won't have limited read and write cycles either.
Exactly. So, I mean, it would probably be in your best interest if this thing has,
and it will be faster as well.
Exactly. I mean, I know some people love flashcards.
SD thing would work for the the SD thing would work for when it's in portable state.
I would say, you're gonna
at home do the hard drive.
You're probably gonna have to oddly cipher memory between portable and home.
Man, speak for yourself. If this thing has a strong online component, you might be able to basically, um, uh, like, if you have access to decent Wi-Fi, to do what Sony promised but couldn't deliver on because they're full of shit. Actually, be able to access your library virtually via
I
Wi-Fi.
wouldn't. I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind if it had a slot for a SIM card so that you can get mobile broadband on it.
That would actually be pretty good.
If you
Yeah,
guys
that'd be
actually
cool.
see the game card that the guy put in there, that bitch is like as thick as a 3DS card. Although smaller, it was thicker.
Yeah, yeah. For me
Hello?
No,
personally,
I'm
I
saying
don't
that
really care what they do.
Hello?
I'm just
Hello?
saying it'd be pretty cool if they had a slot for a SIM so that
Uh,
you can get mobile broadband if you wanted it.
yeah, sorry about that. I was busy throwing out the trash and going through the elevators, just cutting off the call, I guess.
All right, man, no problem.
Yeah,
Google
it's
just
okay.
being mean. It's all right.
Google sometimes acts like that. When Google acts like that, you gotta go to the switch.
Yeah,
Ah, I see what you did there.
I
go
think
on,
all I'm saying is Nintendo's new system must be very influential. Must be very influential because a lot of gamers are doing exactly what the console says it is. Switch.
Yeah, they are.
yeah,
Oh,
true.
this is brilliant. But didn't you just say like just 3 or 4 months ago that you don't give a fuck what you don't want another Wii U,
Oh,
but this is basically
but
the
hold
Wii
on.
U taken to its logical step.
Well,
Hold on, though.
to be fair, I think there's
One other thing, real quick.
go on.
Okay. All right. I was just gonna say that just yesterday there were people saying that they were tired of hearing about the NX, and now they're happy hearing about the NX. So
Well, good thing this is the NS and not the NX.
Hey, Switch.
the NS is next, bruh.
The NS.
The only person I know who is not so impressed is a certain schlong.
Look, Gilligan. Everybody's gonna have their own opinion, and let them have their opinion. Don't worry about it.
No. I want to hear who's disappointed. I'm just curious.
I know who he's talking about already.
I think I know too.
Is it Honey D?
Yeah, it's the Orange
No.
Knight. The Orange Knight was disappointing.
No, he's
Oh,
not talking
okay.
about him. He's not talking about him.
So he's not talking
I'm
about
not talking
Jose.
about the juice. I'm not talking about the juice.
Talking about somebody from Northeast.
Oh, so you're not talking about Jose then?
So he's talking about somebody from Northeast.
I'll give you a few hints. He smokes a lot of cigs to the point of his brain being fried. Wears a hat, and he's known to be a retro gamer.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Oh, him? Well, he has his own opinions. Everyone else does. But I'll give you this much. He like, here's the thing. That dude, whether you agree or disagree, he tends to state how he feels very openly, and when he does flip flop, he'll tell you, he'll walk you through his process as to why he changed his mind.
Even though nobody cares.
At least he explains himself, unlike a few people.
Yeah, like, he doesn't come across as disingenuous as some people.
So that's why when he has his opinions and I don't agree with them, I'm like, okay, well, we just have different opinions. So,
Exactly.
So who are
Not
you
a
guys
big deal.
talking about? So who is the madman?
Here, I'll put it in the chat.
I think I know what they're talking about.
I mean, because to me, he's still a pretty good dude, pretty cool dude. So I don't really care.
Yeah,
Like he can have his opinion.
Yeah, like,
Nope.
and when he does, like, okay, I'll give you an example of a situation where he had a change of heart, but he didn't understand why he did what he did.
Do it, Shep.
I'm
being stupid. Okay.
I'm like,
When he
whose window are you peering in?
when he did that
man.
Coleco Chameleon thing, and it turns out that the guy who was behind it was really like, it was a lot of shady stuff going on. And the guy is like, you know what? I can't support this because there's a lot of bullshit going on, and I'm sorry that I came up to you guys and told you to support it. I'm like, you know what? That's cool. Okay, you know you
the whole
messed up.
ColecoVision thing.
You know you messed up, and he was honest and open about it. And I give trust to someone who can admit that he fucked, so that he messed up. What I can't get behind is people who push an agenda and can't entertain someone who might have a differing opinion. And then when you bring up evidence that they could in fact be wrong, they get mad and start throwing shade on people.
That's 95% of the people on the planet. Let's just be real. Okay, not 90. Let's say 65.
I don't like 95%.
No, you was more accurate with 95.
Well, let's go to
65, you're being way too
something
nice.
more positive then, and I'm going to just go ahead and put it out there.
Can I say one
Mario?
last thing? Can I say one last thing about this whole opinion thing? Like, you know, you can be skeptical about the Switch. You know, there are some certain things that is a bit concerning, but when you try to go out there and just try to say, oh, this is not going to be a success, or this is going to be trash, then you're just fooling yourself. That's all I'm going to say.
I will say this. This is how I feel about the whole thing. When it comes to people's opinions, I respect everyone's opinion. I really do. But when you put when your reason behind shit, or if you can't be civil about it, that's not having an issue. Like, you can have whatever opinion you want, but if you can't be civil, then it's like, okay, what you're basically telling me is that unless I agree with you, then I'm gonna be whatever name you can think of out of your mind.
Donald Trump. Sorry, what?
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say something quite skeptical here. I don't think the Switch is more powerful than the Wii U.
No, I
don't think it is either.
I think
it's comparable. I think.
I think
it's roughly around the same power.
I think.
I wouldn't. No, I think the Wii is actually more powerful.
No, I think all the Switch does is it allows the Wii U to be completely portable. I think that's all it does.
I don't. To be honest, I don't even think this. I can't even compare this device to the Wii U. No, honestly, I even though it uses a similar concept and design, I think it really is its own entity. I think when Nintendo said that,
It has to be more powerful.
I think this is where they were trying to go with the 3DS in the first place. This is just the most advanced portable they were trying to come up with. Period.
No,
I don't think it's really a console.
I don't even think it's their portable. Like, I think we're coming into an era where the traditional gaming system is just dying out. I think this is really ushering. I think the reason why it's called a Switch, not just because you can switch around with it. So I think it's really just switching up the way things are done in gaming overall.
Switching up the game. Okay.
I really think I think Nintendo is kind of going more in the direction of I think Nintendo's more kind of trying to enter the more mobile space with this console. Like I think this for Nintendo is gonna be their home console answer to them kind of shifting more to mobile smartphone development. I mean, obviously it's going to play normal console games and stuff like that, but it's just a whole new outlook for Nintendo. I don't think it was made to replace the Wii U. I think it was made to replace the way things are done in gaming completely. I do believe that there's still going to be some small level of support for the Wii for about at least a year or two before it gets completely phased out. I don't think when Nintendo said they wanted these devices to coexist, I think that is true to an extent.
Well, I do have a question though regarding that, and I honestly understand where you're coming from, because I also feel that what this is doing is
because there's things that the Switch can do. There's things that the Wii U can do that the Switch can't do. That we know so far.
They're actually trying to move the console slowly but surely away from being strictly home based, and this is the first step. I think if there is a 10th or 11th gen, we won't even see a console that needs to be a home period for any reason. They probably have a way where it even supports the television. It'll just be standalone because at the end of the day, although I love gaming at home on a large television, at the end of the day, there are times like pretty sure any one of you here, I wish I could play my console games when I'm not at home.
Well, they are going for a
what,
more powerful powerful console because apparently it's trying to reach 1080p 60 FPS with most games.
Well, the Wii U could essentially reach 1080p 60 FPS with most games. I think it's more a case of they've made a system with an architecture that is just more adaptable to use, as opposed to
not with the AAA games like your big, not with like your big 30, like your Witcher 3s that probably couldn't do.
No, I think it's good with those games. I think
that's because. That's what I'm saying. I think it's down to just the setup now. It's kind of like comparing the 3DS to it's kind of like comparing the 3DS to the Wii in that the Wii could it's not that a lot of people thought the 3DS was more powerful than the Wii when the reality was it's not that. It's just that the 3DS's architecture was just easier for developers to work with in comparison to the Wii's one. And I think that's literally what it is going to be the case here. I mean, it's using an NVIDIA chipset. I mean, NVIDIA's own API as well. So it's not like Nintendo's developed the API. NVIDIA's actually developed the API for this. So it's not only means that it's going to be easier for developers, but it also means that developers are going to more easily be able to get the best out of it. Because it's using an API optimized. It's using an API that is designed by the same people who created the actual hardware.
So what kind of architecture is it using? It's obviously not using x86.
It's using NVIDIA's own custom architecture. With obviously it's probably going to have some of Nintendo's own custom elements added in, and but it's also using the chipset from their latest GeForce, and most developers know how to develop for the GeForce already anyway.
So that's what I think. Because if any of you are PC gamers, you notice that on every other PC game, like 75 to 80% of PC games says NVIDIA the way it's meant to be played.
Yeah, because NVIDIA is the lead platform when it comes to PC graphics.
So I could see a lot of third parties, not all, but definitely a few.
Well, what I'm hoping it does with third parties is that it encourages them to go back to developing. Huh?
Optimize. That's what he said.
So, yeah, it will encourage developers to optimize because they're going to have to. They're not going to have a choice. You're not going to be able to take a code that's made for a high thermal output device and move it over to a extremely low thermal output device. It's not going to work. So they're going to have to optimize for the device, and that's what I'm hoping you'll see happen. That's what I'm hoping you'll see happen is developers having to go back to actually having to optimize for a system.
Well, you just said a dirty word.
Because well, it's the reality you have to face. I mean, a system like this. Well, they're not going to have a choice because a system like this, which accommodates people with busy lives, it accommodates everyday people who have generally busy lives, who can't just necessarily sit down and play a game on the TV. Like if they're playing a game and they're in the middle of something, and they want to, if they're playing a game and they're in the middle of it and they don't want to stop playing it, they can just pick it up and take it on the move with them. So that something like that has the potential to be huge. Hence why I say ushers in a whole new era of gaming. Like this is essentially the death of traditional consoles as we know it. And if it pops off, which it probably will, then developers ain't really going to have a choice. They're gonna have to adapt with what's current.
Well, it doesn't really pop. They kind of just slide off the tablet.
Actually, can I say something to put upon your thing, your comment, Micah? like, let's see, where do I go from here? Like, the thing is that, like, you know, with the late Satoru Iwata has always stated that, you know, he wanted to do something different. He wants to, like, gaming industry, you know, he wants the game to be more universal and not just to be exclusive, quote unquote. And this is pretty much what it's like the Wii and also now the Switch is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, inclusivity versus exclusivity. Everything VR isn't.
Yeah, well, exactly, and that's what it's designed to be. It's designed to be a system that doesn't. It's designed to be. It's basically designed to do what the Wii U was meant to do, and not make you that you feel left out.
Well, yeah, because if you watch the thing again, most of the footage is with people playing with other people. Yeah, you get people playing by themselves, but then they quickly go to find friends to play with or show off something.
Well, this thing is basically meant to bring the things that we remember from kids to the next level as adults. Like, you were kids, and that one kid would have Pokemon, and you'd have to watch him play because there was no one else had Game Boys or even had fucking link cable. And so, like, now they've cut the barriers of other people getting involved with it. Like, if this thing incorporates all the groundwork Nintendo's been laying with Miiverse and all that other shit, My Nintendo, with this, you'll be able to find friends and send messages. Hopefully, this will cover a lot of that stuff. I hope it doesn't have a paid online.
That's what I'm concerned about.
Like Microsoft trying to nickel and dime people for shit that they already pay for if they have internet. But
I'd like Nintendo to stay Nintendo, but unfortunately, part of evolution, we may end up having to pay a service. If it's reasonably priced, I don't care. But if they try to pull the same nonsense the competition does, I'll be a bit concerned.
It's not even a case of whether it's reasonably priced or not. It's a case of what does it offer.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if it's reasonable, the whole thing is this. Well, I don't know about everybody, but if the quality is good enough, I'm willing to shell up the money to pay for the quality, essentially. But most of the time, these things don't seem to be worth the money you pay.
Yeah.
But you know what?
I mean, I got Fios, and I got one of the highest echelons of Fios. Because even though it's a bit pricey, I think it's worth it. Don't get me wrong, when Google comes through, buy Fios, but shh, don't tell them that.
But yeah, I mean, what I would like to see from the Switch is things that go beyond gaming. And even though I know it's meant to be a gaming device, I think it has like its social capabilities. Give it that potential. I mean, can you imagine the Switch potentially being used for business? Can you imagine in focus groups?
Yeah, just
things like focus groups and stuff like that would be perfect. Because you can people can go from like brainstorming ideas and stuff like that, sharing them around on their own individual switches, and then the final person, and then eventually essentially create a presentation, and then the final person can just put it into the main dock, and then have that presentation up on the screen.
Well, I have a question for all you guys.
No.
What do you think about that new Mario they showed?
Oh my God!
Day one.
64. Triple jumps are back. Oh my God! Yes.
Yeah, I'm hyping over it too.
Little cactuses with sombreros. They're so adorable.
I want to see what direction they're going with this.
All directions.
I want to see more female characters. I want to see more power.
I want a playable Rosalina.
I want them to have a gun of some sort.
I want to see how much Mario switches it up.
Super Mario Switch.
I want Samus in there. I want Samus. We need a real woman in that game.
Bring back the Switch palaces from Mario.
It sells itself. Super Mario Switch palaces.
Let me put this way.
Annoying.
I'm looking forward to the game. I'm looking forward to the game, but let me put it this way: I'm gonna need more information about the system before I go and pre-order it. You know what I'm saying?
I hate.
You know, that sounds
No more
intelligent.
pre-orders.
It
I hate
sounds
more.
I
like
think they're hyping it
it
up
sounds
by
it
dropping the
sounds
video.
responsible.
No, but to be honest, though, the Super Mario that they showed, what little they showed of it, it looked like Super Mario. I mean, Super Mario 64 running on the Super Mario 3D World engine.
Yeah.
And if it is
And
anything like that, I'm sold.
it actually looks better. You notice that, right? The graphics look much better than 3D World.
Now,
Yeah, but I'm just
I
saying
would,
it
I
just
wouldn't
looks like
say I
they
wouldn't I wouldn't say
repurposed
it's better, but it's more
Well,
it
it's
runs
more
more
close.
fluid.
It's more. The graphics are more closer to. The graphics look more closer to Toad's Treasure Tracker in terms of the quality.
well, then did you guys notice this? And we'll come back to Mario, but I'm not sure if it was a video feed or maybe it's because they just made this portion just for the video. But when they showed Breath of the Wild on the tablet, it seemed to have a frame rate issue. It was a bit slow. Like I said, that doesn't mean much to me overall because I know it's just a preliminary video or whatever. But it seems like it did have like a frame rate stutter. I'm not sure.
Oh,
I
when
don't think we're
was
gonna have to
fighting
worry
against that
about that.
giant bokoblin.
Yeah, when he was in midair. No, he was in midair. It did the time stop thing. It seemed to have some frame rate jitters or whatever. But
I wouldn't worry about that. I mean, if it's just a demo footage, then if it's just a demo footage, and if it's still not like the final version, then if it's like not the final production version, then chances are that it was just a little demo hiccup. It happens.
No,
So
we gotta take everything at face value and criticize heavily. That's how we're supposed to do things.
Yeah, that's how the modern gaming
until I see
works.
until I see the game running on a final build, I'm not going to make any judgments.
Yeah, I mean, basically, I want more information about what the system is, what it's capable of, what makes
my
this.
dual screen.
I want to see what makes this different from other systems that are out right now. Although obviously, it's going to have good games on it. Hopefully, the main first-party games won't be patched.
But I will say this.
Shit.
I will say this though, Breath of the Wild, in my opinion, Breath of the Wild looks slightly better on the Wii U than it does on in terms of visual. It looks slightly better on the Wii U than it does on the
Well,
Switch.
it was made for the Wii U, so.
Well, you know what I was going to say to that. All these people that when they first
It's a
showed Breath of the
portable
Wild,
system, people.
they were like, "Yeah, man, I can't wait to get Breath of the Wild for the NS. It's going to be so much better." It's like, no, it probably won't.
To be honest, the Wii U version looks like it's going to be better. It looks like it's more built for the Wii U.
Because it was built for the Wii U.
There's probably going to be there's possibly going to be things that you can do on the gamepad that you just won't be able to do on the what's it called version on the Switch version.
Now, I do have one concern with this system. Only one concern, but it's only because they haven't revealed all the information yet. I have to have my asymmetric gameplay.
Oh yeah, that's the one thing I was also
right now. I love my Tokyo Mirage sessions and having all the monster stats on the gamepad and having the gameplay on the TV, just like what Star Fox said. Like I have to have. I love that aspect of the Wii U, and I hope they don't discard it. What has me concerned is that when he put the tablet in the base, when he took it out of the base, whatever, it completely shut the TV off, and I was like, okay. So if you let's say you take it out and you want to use it as a second screen, will it be a mode for that? Will some games support that? Because
I doubt it.
I doubt it. Because
this is why.
Because from what we can gather, the card for the game goes in the actual tablet device, right?
Yep.
And then the tablet goes on the dock. So I think it's going to run most of the stuff from the actual tablet itself.
Yeah,
I think
the tablet is not only the screen. It's also the central
The console
processing
itself.
unit for the game.
I think the dock is. I think all the dock's really gonna have in it are just hardware accelerators to just like boost things like textures and resolution slightly and stuff like that, so
And
that
the
you know when you
charger.
run it on the main
Yeah,
screen.
and the
And
charger.
to provide a constant power supply and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna really make a big difference in terms of what the system's capable of. It's more just gonna be like accelerators to just make sure that, you know, when you display it on the biggest screen at the higher resolution, you get the little you know, you get the text just slightly boosted, resolution slightly boosted, little details slightly boosted, just, you know, nothing major, nothing major, just to make sure that when it comes on the big screen, it's nice and clear.
I hope they bring it back somehow, some way.
I don't think this system's designed to replace the Wii U. I think the Wii U's still going to coexist with it for about at least a year or two. And Nintendo, even
well, they said they stopped. They said they stopped manufacturing Wii U's. Apparently, there's a
in Europe.
Yeah, in Europe they stopped manufacturing Wii U's.
Well, they stopped shipping Wii U's in Europe, but Europe is like their smallest market, so that makes sense.
Yeah, they haven't stopped manufacturing them in general, though.
Yeah, because in Japan it's still the highest selling home console.
They stopped shipping them into Europe because Europe is their smallest market. Manufacturing wise, they probably are still manufacturing them in a smaller capacity and shipping them to places where they go.
Even if they weren't really manufacturing too much, and the fact of the matter is they've still got a profitable user base. So, you know, they could still potentially make games for it and they'll still be profitable.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe you see minor support. You won't see anything major, but I still think you'll see a few games developed for the system for like the next year or two. And I think you'll still see a lot of indie developers making use of the Wii U and its innovative features.
Oh yeah.
So that's why I say I think the Wii U is going to kind of. That's what I've said before. The Wii U is kind of going to become like Nintendo's indie box.
Can I add something to that? Okay, I know this was a bit of like a concern, but I think I know how Nintendo can actually make up for the lack of the asymmetrical gameplay. A game called Paper Mario Color Splash, and there were times that I actually used the gamepad by itself. And this is something that was genius that Nintendo did with Paper Mario Color Splash. When it comes to the battles, right? Like, it goes, when you do it off TV play, you actually, like, when you go into the battle, yeah, it switches between the screens. This is something that, man, I wish the first Splatoon would do that. Like, you know, like, if you want to bring out your specials, like the ink strikes and stuff, you would have bring out the, you know, a little sub-menu, and you use the touchscreen to, you know, lay out an ink strike, you know. But like back to Color Splash, it's like you could actually use the touchscreen to like paint the cards and then flick them out, all these stuff, you know, all at once. And I think that that's a great possibility that you can actually do that. Another great example
that
is
sounds like a good idea, Gilligan. But the thing is that the tablet portion of the system, in order for you to use the home portion, is it literally becomes the system when it's in the dock.
Yeah.
So if you want to have asymmetrical gameplay, when you take it out, you're literally, the game just goes to the screen. So it's not really asymmetrical.
The only way to rectify this is to create an app in which you can download on your tablet or cell phone. And do it that way,
I mean, Nintendo's not going for that because Nintendo likes to control their. Nintendo likes their walled garden.
Here's an idea.
I will give them credit for that because like the whole Pokemon Go thing, Nintendo was finding ways to shut down third-party support apps, like apps that would help you locate Pokemon or whatever. Like I read numerous articles where they said like, yeah, we're gonna shut down these apps or whatever that support Pokemon Go. They were doing that shit a lot.
Yeah,
they
but
still
I mean,
are.
it's not even that. Basically, the more of the outside, like when you have a closed off ecosystem, the more outside ways that you have into it, the easier it is for people to pirate it. That's what happened to the to the original DS. That's what happened to the PSP. That's what happened to the Dreamcast. Like basically, if you don't control who gets access to within the infrastructure of your system or device, it makes it easier for people to pirate it. And I mean, let's keep it real. If pirates are going to put their mind to it, they'll find a way around a lot of shit. But the harder you make it, the lower the entryway, the harder it is for them to get into that walled garden illicitly.
No one's actually even thought of this. What if it's possible that the Wii U gamepad may actually be compatible with the Switch?
Well, if they did that, that'd be a dream come true. If they actually did what Iwata himself said, like, I want to create this unified ecosystem where all these devices interact with each other. If they did that, I wouldn't have a problem getting this.
Exactly. This is what I think as well. I think I think there is going to be communication. I think it's possible that the Wii U is going to be able to communicate with the Switch. Maybe because the Wii U can stay online, without actually being switched on and everything like that. It's possible that you may in terms the system will probably the Switch. I doubt is going to have backwards compatibility unless it's through download and stuff like that. But it's possible to stream your Wii U games through the Switch wirelessly.
Yeah, you mean like I can see that especially with the Bluetooth 4.0 and what they have been doing. I can see that. But I will say this: if they make it where the Wii U gamepad can be used to play these damn games on the Switch, then that will be game over.
Yep.
That will be if the Wii U gamepad can synchronize this thing, it's game over.
Oh yeah, I was just thinking about that too. Like if you use like the Wiimote and the Nunchuck and the gamepad for the Nintendo Switch, and high possibilities. And
I don't think they may not include the Wiimote portion since they have their own, but the gamepad itself, being it is so unique and basically damn near required to operate the Wii U as a whole, if you can leave the Switch tablet in the base, pull out your Wii U gamepad, that will be ideal.
Yep. One thing I'll say, it's definitely confirmed for me. Man is getting Zelda Breath of the Wild on the Wii U.
Yeah, well, I'm already invested because I got Twilight Princess on the Wii U just for the amiibo. So.
And, did you guys notice the amiibo sitting next to the base in the video?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, obviously they're going to
be they confirmed
because, I mean, it's making money and it's a good reminder of Nintendo's history to keep them relevant. So, smart move. Now, I mean, you don't see people going out buying Halo action figures, do you?
I mean, I wanted this screen.
I'm sure there's somebody who does.
As the Wii U, because the Wii U is a 6.2-inch screen,
and
I'm wondering, is this screen about the same size, if not a little bigger?
I think it's a little bit bigger.
I'd say slightly taller. Not as wide as the Wii U. I think taller.
I think that I think overall the size of the screen is the actual size of the screen of the device is I think it's
the device is meant to be about the same width. Close to the same width as the Wii U gamepad.
The screen is bigger than the gamepad.
But it would prove that the screen is bigger if that's the case.
Yeah, because there's less. I mean, the technology has gotten better.
Indeed, it is.
All right, well, let's get back to that Mario game we saw.
It looked badass, and I'm looking forward to what games Nintendo's going to come out with to show us that they're bad mofos.
Well, I've got a question though. How do you guys feel about this potentially being the end of traditional console gaming?
I'll say one thing, man. As long as Nintendo's in it, I feel confident. Because although, of course, most of us grew up in the console gaming era, which is still going on, if it shifts to being more portable, hey, I mean that's just moving with the times, and eventually it's going to happen. Just how cell phones used to, even the smartphones used to have built-in keyboards, alphanumeric keypads, and now it's virtually impossible to find one like that. So I
Yeah,
get it.
it's sad, man.
I mean,
It's
I
a
get
sad
it,
day when
but
consoles are going down the drain. But we knew
Basically,
consoles were going down. We knew consoles were going down the drain when Microsoft and Sony said, "Fuck it, we're going to release a point 0.5 upgrade to the shit we already have out now."
I mean, but to me, overall, I just feel like, I mean, if it goes away, as long as Nintendo's in it, I'm good. And this is not coming from someone that only plays Nintendo. I play all the consoles, all of them. But to me, they are the leaders. They're the only
Nintendo's
ones
the
that ever
avatar.
truly, the only ones that ever truly innovate. So as long as they're in it, whether they're in third place or first place, whatever the case may be, if they're in it, I'm satisfied. I will be satisfied mostly.
Well, I
Nintendo's
want.
the
Well,
Nintendo's the
I'm with
I'll
you.
say,
Nintendo is the avatar, keeping balance in the gaming world.
well, I'll say that they're the leaders and they take risks, which the other two are afraid to take risks. Like the Xbox One and the PS4 are basically the same fucking system, aside with minor differences. So it's like, what are you afraid of? You afraid you'll
Everything.
fail?
And you know what's so funny? When I look at the color of the Switch, I'm like, PS4 is black, Xbox One S is white. It's like, wow, they really did bring a nice little medium. They didn't copy anybody. They did their own thing. They stuck with it. And like Reggie
Oh,
said, what if them go ahead and fight it out, over there in their, in that red ocean?
yep.
Uh-huh.
I have a question, or I
The
have a
Switch
comment
is
since you brought up
actually like gray.
since you
Silver
brought
is
up
gray.
color of the thing.
Hmm.
What if they started selling, if later on down the line, like you could buy different controller out things, so like you could
Hmm.
get different colors and mix and match and different patterns and stuff
Oh, I
for like
hope
each little
because I
Oh,
controller thing.
I saw on
oh,
No, you know
Twitter
what?
that
No,
like
I will.
a skin, like what would it be if the Switch had like a color palette of the NES and the red buttons of the NES. I hope like Switch type of
Nah,
controllers.
I want to. I want to
that's
see.
what
I
that's what
want
we're
to
going
see
to talk
them.
about.
I want to
Like,
see. I want to. See, I hope with the Switch they do what they did with the N64, where they had those see-through color versions.
What you saying,
Yeah,
Gilligan?
yeah.
sorry about that. I was about to say there's some crazy ideas like different variations of like a Joy-Con. There's one that you get like pieces of the GameCube controller, something like that, like an arcade.
You're going out.
You're going in and out, Gilligan.
You're going out.
There's a possibility.
Yeah, he's gone.
Oh damn.
Well, I can't.
I think
Google-
what he's trying to say is that, I mean, with different Joy Cons. Now, the thing I was going to say to add to what Gilligan was going to say is that I've seen a few people say, "Man, the Joy Cons look really, really small." Especially when you have big hands, you're trying to play with it, to the side, like when you're playing co-op or something. And I can definitely understand that. I don't have the biggest hands, but I said I can see them offering bigger Joy Cons that slide in there, and then they may stick out for a little bit from the top and bottom, or make them thicker. But I can see them doing that because it will be easy attach. It will be very, very easy to make bigger Joy Cons that slide onto the end because since it's not a fixed design, the thing itself, you can make it longer, wider, thicker, whatever you have to do to accommodate some people. And I can see them doing that for those that do have big hands.
Yeah, and remember when the Wii U launched, it looked small and kind of fragile, but when we got our hands on it, it wasn't like
Well,
that.
I mean, you think at this point people would stop underestimating Nintendo when it comes to design? All their systems, except for maybe the NES, but the SNES, the N64, the controllers look weird, and then you get your hands on it, you're like, oh, this is perfect for what this thing is designed to do. So, I mean, people need to calm the fuck down and just wait for more information, which is what I'm doing. I'm waiting for more information. I'm not ecstatic with joy. I'm not running around with a maniac. I'm not like, oh my god, this is going to save gaming. Because gaming, there's one thing I have to say. People need to stop expecting. It's not fair to expect one company to hold everything down in this industry. It's not fair. It's like someone coming up to a business, like one business in a shopping mall, say, okay, you have to hold this entire fucking mall down. It's like, well, shit. I mean, goddamn, you know.
Well, you know, I do have one question for everyone, and this is going to be more of a structured thing for the podcast. But first question, I want each and every one of you to give me what you think the price point's going to be, and if there will be a bundle, give you a price point for that, and what will be included. And Andre, if you're there, you can go first. Andre,
That.
all right, go ahead, Brownie.
Let's see.
So, what do you think the base unit's going to cost?
I would say 350.
350 for the base SKU. Okay,
With game.
with the game,
Oh,
I can see
shit.
that.
Yeah.
Going.
I mean, I think they would go the same price point with the Wii U when it launched. I
Okay.
mean,
Well, I can somewhat agree with that, but here's why I can disagree as well. One,
I think I know too. Yeah.
because I mean the Wii U did launch where when it launched, it was only profitable when sold with one game, which is not bad. And within a few months, it was profitable by itself when sold standalone. The problem is when this thing launches, you're going to have the regular Xbox One selling at roughly 250,
Mm-hmm.
if not lower. You got the
Mm-hmm.
Xbox One S starting at 300. It may even go down to 250 for the 500 gigabyte model. You got the PS4 Slim starting at 300 right now. It may be lowered. Who knows what the PS4 regular is going to be? If it's $100 more than the competition, even though this system looks very tempting and pleasing to the eye, you're going to have a lot of people bitching that, oh, well, it's a Nintendo system that, you know, especially if it's weaker, it shouldn't cost more. That's what's going to happen.
I think
Actually, thought you were going to say because. I'm sorry.
No, go
Go
ahead,
ahead.
Karen.
I actually thought you were going to say that because it's not using a DVD thing anymore, it will cost less. But yeah, you have a point there.
I see it costing around. I see it costing about. I'll speak in terms of dollars. I see it costing between $250 to $300, which over here would equate to around £200 to £250 once you've added like exchange rate and tax and all of that nonsense in this country. That makes everything so fucking expensive.
Yeah, but pounds are stronger than the dollar. So like when someone says, "Oh, that's 20 pounds," in the U.S. dollar, it's like, "Fuck."
Exactly. This is what I'm saying. What I'm saying here in the UK, the exchange rate and the price of stuff in the UK don't match. If you were to do a straight exchange rate conversion from US dollar to pound, you would find that stuff in America is actually considerably cheaper than it is over here.
Yeah, because like for example, I remember when the Wii U launched in Europe, like over here it was like 350. Now back then, I think the exchange rate was like £1 equal like $1.50 US currency. So what happened is they were still selling it for like £350 in
No, they
Europe.
weren't
So
selling
it's like,
it
okay,
for
well,
£350. They weren't. They were selling it for 310.
Yeah, and that, I mean,
that basically equates to like 600. Like I say, at least about a good $500 or close to it.
I mean that's. But then I mean you have to think about it. Like
Well,
I mean,
basically
the way
you gotta work. Yeah, well, the way you gotta work it with Britain is that you take whatever the price is in America. You take whatever the price is in America and you shave off about £50. You shave off about $50, and then you have your money in pounds of how much it's actually going to cost.
Yeah. Well, I went to a fish and chips place. I took a girl that I was trying to get with, and my God, man, I was like, I did the conversion in my head. I'm like, fuck.
Yep. I'll make it hard. I'm gonna make it hard for we in our life over here.
Yeah. I mean, shit. Yeah. I'd much rather go to Japan because at least in Japan, like because the dollar is stronger than the yen, like you feel like you have money. It's like this is 30,000 yen. Yeah, that's just $30. Here, take this shit out of my face.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest. What isn't stronger than the yen?
Well, what about you, Gilligan?
Peso isn't stronger than the yen.
You there?
I'm here.
Then take $1,000 and go to Mexico. You'll feel like you're the richest man in the world.
Okay, well, Gilligan, how much is going to cost at launch?
$599.
You trolling bastard.
I mean, I have to say that. I don't think I would buy it.
Well, in all seriousness, I think a decent price for the Switch, $99.
Okay.
Dang.
$299.
What about you, Kamoshi?
I think it's gonna probably cost $299. At the least $299. At the most, $350 to $399. I don't think it's
You're
gonna
hedging
go
your
past
bets. You got to choose one or two.
Well,
No,
we're talking about just the base SKU. Now, although we don't know what's included, let's just assume.
The base SKU is probably gonna cost no less than $299.
Okay.
The I think the pack-in will cost no less than $350.
What about you, Red Fox?
I'm gonna go high because I feel like being contrary. I think the base is gonna be $349. And I think with a game it's gonna be $399. But like it's probably gonna come with some few bennies that are gonna make it worth your while. Like maybe a pro controller, some shit like that.
All right. Perry fan?
I'm gonna stick with the safe one of $299 for a base, and then probably $350 for a bundle.
Okay, and Sprite?
$250 base and 300. Between 300 and 300 for a bundle. Probably comes with like a pro controller or something. But the base would probably get like a game of your choice or something.
I was along the same lines. I think the base, they're gonna go the Wii route. They're gonna go with $250 because that would at $250 as the entry fee for this system. That'll shit on everyone.
If it's $250,
just sounds like it makes sense.
Let me put it this way: if it's $250, if they can get the price, although it could be $250. If it's $250 for the base,
It could be, yeah,
and
because that's
$300.
not.
Well, it could be like
If you're talking about, sorry.
Well, here's what I'm talking about. Here's why I say that because we're talking about basically all of this. They can dress it up all they want. I know it's some new shit in here, but to me, all this is tried and true technology. This is nothing but Wii U technology. That if the Wii U would have released like this back in 2012, this is what it would have been.
They're not using. They're not.
It's not new.
They're not using the same architecture.
They're not using the same architecture, but the premise is still the same. It's been magnified. To me, this is nothing but a Wii U fully realized. And if you look at the screen, even the screen they were using, I don't give a shit if the shit was 4K or not. This thing is not going to be pushing anything more than 1080. I can almost assure you it's not, because even right now, 1440p is not common, not at all. 1080p is now, you can say that's almost the standard in media overall, although really it's just 720p.
Yeah.
But 1080p, if you want to please the gamers out there, that's the least you should offer. And in my opinion, that's the most you should offer. It really is. But that's really cheap. You think about a cell phone today, you can buy a $100 cell phone that has a 720p screen on it. You really can. Wow. My wife owns one that's $250. It's like a 6-inch screen. It's $250 and it has a 1080p screen. So to me, you can do that.
I think it's just gonna cost. I think it's just gonna cost $250 because Nintendo just
I think they're gonna have two SKUs.
I think it's gonna cost between $250 to $300 because from what it looks like to me, it doesn't really look like it's using any majorly expensive tech. I mean, I would argue that the tech in the Wii U when it came out was more expensive than the tech in this device right now.
Yeah, I think that this device is using withered technology, which is what Dr. Feelgood originally said. And I think that if you guys are true, if you guys,
well, I don't think this technology is withered. I think this technology is quite up to date. It's just not very expensive.
But that's the definition of withered technology. It's technology that has basically become so cheap to manufacture that you're not going to take a loss using it.
But I like I said, to it. Like if they do sell this thing at $300. That $50 is nothing but pure profit for them.
Well,
if they sell it $300, they're making a nice chunk of change. Because like the Wii was making $50 profit at launch per console sold. This is day one.
Yeah, but if they sell it at $300 and if they have two SKUs, like a base model and then a premium model that it comes with maybe a pro controller or so a few bennies here and there. That's still gonna get you a lot of people into it, and I mean, look, listen. If it makes money for them, I'm not gonna begrudge them. At least they aren't fucking people over.
What if there's a sales catch with the system? I'm not trying to raise anyone's hopes up, but it is possible, even if by only a small chance. What if the premium model comes with Breath of the Wild packed in?
Oh, it's gonna fly off. It's gonna fly off.
Hey, look, okay. Well, before we go there, I have another question.
Hold on, before you go there, I haven't even given a price because I was away.
Oh yeah, go ahead, man. I'm sorry.
Hey, Dad.
Really?
You weren't bothered by that before.
I'm gonna shoot high like Red did. 400. I'm figuring 400.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, come on, the base SKU 400.
Oh, if they're doing two separate SKUs, then they'll have a 350 SKU and a 400 SKU.
That's what I said. I said.
And you believe that now you think that's going to be the case, even though that the regular PS4 and the old Xbox One may be priced around $250.
Yeah, but
but those are also quote unquote consoles at this point. So it doesn't make a difference to me.
Okay, well, here's my follow-up question.
Plus, you got to also look at the fact that the PS4 Pro is coming out at 400, and Scorpio is likely going to be like 500. So,
well, here's the next question for you guys: how many, based on the video, and I'll go first, but based on the video, what do you think it's going to come with the Pro controller? And my answer is yes. And the reason I think it's going to come bundled with its standard is because what happens when this pad dies while you're playing with it with the Joy-Cons, and then you have to put the pad into the base or whatnot. Because now the separate device that connects the Joy-Cons and makes it like a regular controller or whatever, what looks like a regular Pro controller or whatever, if that thing has a battery in it, then it won't include a Pro controller. But if it doesn't have a battery in it, and it just gives like a battery status, they're going to include a Pro controller with this system because they have to. Because if the tablet's about to die, which is the tablet's housing, from what we can tell, it houses all the architecture, the processing, it is the game system. Then if that thing gets low, you can take your Joy-Cons off of it and still play with it in the docking station. But even still, you may want to play it anyway.
Honestly, I think they're gonna have an AC adapter for the tablet part. So when you take it out, you can still charge it.
Yeah, they
like from an A.
Yeah, they might
from an
have
AC
that,
plug,
like they did with the Wii U, where they had the charging dock, so you could take it out and just plug it into the AC thing and whatever.
Yeah, that would make sense because I can't see this device having more than 4 hours battery life, 6 at the most, and that's pushing it.
Yeah. So even if you're using it portably, I think you have to have an AC adapter and just sit near an AC outlet at some place.
It would be necessary. It would be convenient and somewhat necessary.
Okay,
I mean,
so
in terms of the pro control, huh?
You think,
In terms of the pro,
the basic SKU is going to include a pro controller or not?
Just get into that. In terms of the controller bit, I do think that the bit where the Joy-Cons attached to, I do think that has a battery pack in there. I don't think that big piece of something in the middle is just there for show. I think that is genuinely a battery pack in there. And if it does have the battery pack, then I think it's going to depend on the SKU you get. If they have two separate SKUs, if they just have one SKU, probably not. If they have two, but I think they're going to have two separate SKUs. And if they do, I think the premium SKU is going to come with that controller and the basic SKU probably won't. Because I don't see the Joy-Cons on their own being attached to an actual battery pack using up that much power.
Okay. What about you, Red Fox? Yes or no on the pro controller?
Yes. Yes. And the reason why is just because, you know, what if you want to play two-player and someone doesn't want to use one of those little controllers? Or they might have backwards compatibility with the Wii U gamepad. And that solves
or they may have backwards compatibility with the Wii Pro controller. There's nothing saying it can't. It's essentially the same thing. I
have a question. Does anyone remember the patents about the controller parts adding power to the unit itself that Nintendo had put out? Anybody remember that patent?
I remember. I do.
The patent just follow me here. The Joy-Cons themselves are powered, right? They have to have batteries in them.
True.
The battery life on the unit might actually last longer because it can draw power from the two controller parts as well as its own battery.
But or it might mean that the battery on the actual Switch console will probably last longer because it doesn't have to draw power for button input.
That too. It could be both, to be honest.
All right.
I was just thinking about that patent, and I was like, this would make sense. So that's why I just wanted to throw that out real quick.
What about you, Brownie?
I feel it won't. I feel it won't. It just, I don't know. I don't think it will.
And I don't see
it'll be amazing. If it does, it'll be amazing, but
or the base unit won't come with it, but a premium
one will. That's what
I mean. What is the reason why they didn't pack in the Pro controller, the Wii U Pro controller, in the console?
We all know that the people bitching about the Wii U gamepad just didn't want to open their fucking eyes. If you look at the gamepad, it's a Pro controller with a screen on it. That's it. Yeah. It's exactly that. You take the Pro controller, you split that bitch in half, put a 6-inch screen in there, you got a gamepad. It's the same shit.
Yep.
Yeah. The Super Wii U. But like I said, if it happens, awesome. But I don't know. I don't think it will.
What about you, Kenoshi? Pro controller or no on the base SKU?
Probably not. And I don't know. The Pro controller looks like it's gonna be a pretty kind of expensive accessory.
Well, controllers have always been expensive. Well, not 3 or 4 gens ago, but now they're like $50, $60 a piece.
Yeah, that shit's ridiculous.
Unless you buy them at Best Buy.
Even then, they're expensive.
Well, I got mine $20 at an offer.
It's crazy because a controller can be 50-something pounds, and it still requires batteries.
Here's the hilarious. Here's the hilarious thing about controllers. Like every time I go to buy a new controller, like I see or I look at controller prices. I don't really buy controllers that often, but when I see controller prices, in my mind, I'm still like a little kid remembering when SNES controllers were like $10-15, and like a N64 controller was $20, and like it hovered around between 20 to 30 for years, and now controllers are 50, 60, $100. I'm like, fuck this.
Basically a game, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, what about
It
you, Gary?
hurts.
No.
No? All right.
No. They want people to focus on the Joy-Cons.
Yeah, that's
They
a
want
stupid
people
name.
to
By the
focus
way.
on that.
Well, you guys are going to
It's
steal my
very
next.
It's Nintendo.
It's very Japanese.
It's a Joy-Con.
Well, Joy-Con can be dirty though, so
Joy-Con.
careful
Jo-
with that name.
How?
Joy-Con just sounds stupid. I'm sorry.
Don't make it dirty. Jeez.
I'm gonna give her my Joy-Con.
First it was Wii, now Wii
I
U.
can already hear the dirty jokes with that name.
Yeah, well, it's still
Well,
not
I
as
mean,
bad
Hey, okay. Let's
why you think
go.
you put these advertising that they'll watch porn on that you are asking
Hey,
to watch porn on there
hey,
because
Sprite
they know
hasn't-
that
he hasn't
with
gotten to
them
talk this
they know
whole-
them with that little Joy-Cons that your hands free you may have one hand free.
Hey man, at least it's not as bad.
Hold on. I made that
At
joke
least it's not as
earlier.
bad as
Let's Sprite go
I'm
before you
just
guys
following
get
it.
carried away. Nasty bastards.
I made that joke earlier.
And I'm just following it up.
I mean, again, we have YouPorn asking if they'll be visible on.
Go, Sprite. Go.
Flush out.
Quickly.
No, yeah, okay. I think
And just
it will
think,
have to
and just think.
Micah, shut the hell up.
Yeah, I think it will. I think it will because, well, like someone said, so if you have second player that don't want to use the Joy-Con, he have an alternative option, and it'd be nice to have two controllers for Nintendo systems because that hasn't happened since what the SNES. It came with two controllers at launch.
Yeah.
And I can see why you think like that because what are they promoting in the 3-minute video? Co-op.
Yeah.
Co-op on the toe.
But technically, one Joy-Con is possibly two controller.
True.
Technically.
But those controllers are shitty. I'm sorry.
Look, I didn't say they were the best thing ever. I'm just saying that's what they are.
Well, here's my next question for you guys. I think it's a pretty good one. Just see yes or no. Do you think the Joy-Cons are going to have rumble?
Yes. I almost guarantee that they'll have it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean that's an industry standard now since Nintendo started it with the N64, and then everyone else stole it.
But hold on, wait. Sony tried to take that away. Remember?
Well,
yeah, but that was because of a lawsuit.
Sony did, but Sony lost. So, yeah, I think that's since it's now an industrial standard, you'll still have rumble.
Okay.
Look, if they had rumble on a Wiimote, they can have rumble on these shits too.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they'll have rumble.
Yeah.
Well, I'm only asking because these things do look like they're cracker thin, more or less.
Well, it just
doesn't mean that they can't have a thin motor in it. So I mean,
exactly because it's smaller, they won't need to have such a large rumble motor in there. So because
it can be more subtle.
It's like a zap.
That's how it's designed. I mean, like, because the technology has gotten so efficient now that you can have something that's small that can rumble. Matter of fact, I was surprised that the 3DS didn't have a rumble feature. To tell you the truth.
Okay.
Look, there are cell phones that are thinner than those controllers that rumble. So
exactly. So
very true.
It's possible.
What about NFC in the controllers?
Yes.
Yeah.
It has to.
I don't know if
it has to.
I think the tablet's going to have it.
No, it's actually confirmed that it's actually confirmed that the unit altogether will have it. But I think that little Joy-Con piece that they hook to will have the NFC chip in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
Could
makes
be,
it a
I don't
square controller. I think that's where the NFC chip will be.
I have
Because I don't think very many people are going to want. I don't think very many people are going to want to get up and run to their console to scan an amiibo.
Exactly.
Too lazy to
I
grab
think
a D-pad these days anyway. So.
Yeah, and I think they'll just, you'll scan your. Because I mean, look, like I said, Nintendo's going to keep it with amiibo, so it's going to be somewhere on the controller just to make it easy and simple to get into.
Okay. Another question.
I just realized something. I just realized that if the device is being used for that certain site wanted it to potentially be used for, if one hand gets tired, you can always switch to the other one.
Shut up, man.
You are dirty as hell.
So many puns. I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
To be fair, I thought the exact same thing, so I can't fault you.
Hey,
I do have
turn
a
it over on Switch.
You want to know what you want to know what I
video. Did you notice overall this console has more buttons than any other console before it? Like if you think about it, since the D-pad is now 4 separate buttons, kind of like the PS controller is in a sense, but they function as 4 separate buttons now. That means this thing essentially has what, 12 buttons? 12 action buttons?
I think there's shoulder buttons on the side of the Joy-Cons as well.
Yeah, that kind of upsets me.
The shoulder buttons at the top, they just turn them to the side, but yeah, you're right.
That kind of upsets me a bit with the D-pad because, I mean, everyone's been fucking up the D-pad over the last few gens.
But it's not. But in a sense, it's not a D-pad, and the reason why they did that is so you can have 2 people with full 6-button controllers.
Oh yeah, I understand why they did it. I'm just saying I prefer the old school D-pad. I don't like that weird denigration.
Yeah, I'm the same here.
Then, brother, the Pro Controller will be for you.
Yeah.
They might have
unfortunately, change comes with sacrifice.
They might have one SKU with those controllers and one SKU with the Pro controller. It's always a possibility.
No, because they have to include the base model because that's basic functionality in order for you to use different things. I do know that there's also that you can take those controllers and hook them together and they become a standard controller as well. So with the Joy-Con pad, whatever. But here's the thing. Right now, we're doing a lot of speculation on a 3.5-minute video. A lot of this I'm going to talk about. We'll have more to say once we hear more concrete details about what's going on under the hood and what capabilities the system has. What I will say is Nintendo missed a great opportunity. Instead of that generic-ass music they had going, they should have had TLC's Switch playing on the...
No, Will Smith Switch.
You mean Will Smith?
No, man. Fuck Will Smith. Gave us that shitty-ass movie after her.
Hey, I actually like that movie.
But hold on. That song came out well before that movie happened.
Yeah,
don't correlate the two.
Exactly. Like after the fact, like, no, fuck him. That's how I feel about Will Smith. He gave us
Listen. You wouldn't be mad at me.
Sony gave you After Earth. Technically, Sony gave you After Earth. If you're gonna blame anyone, blame
just like Sony.
PS4.
Just like Sony gave us some bad freaking Spider-Man movies. But
no, I'm gonna blame Will Smith because he put it. The only reason that movie got made was so that he could give his son a platform to catapult his film career. Like, here's the thing: most actors get better as they get older. Like his son is the opposite. His best role was in The Pursuit of Happiness, and with every film he made after that, it just got worse.
Oh,
that's just
it's true. We're not.
That's a little bro, but it's funny.
Why are you being so mean, man?
Because I would have preferred to hear the TLC Switch song with Lisa Left Eye Lopez, rest in peace.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Will Smith is being mean to his son by not disciplining him for wearing a dress.
No, he's being mean to his son by basically getting that shitty ass movie made. So that was mean. That was horrible. Because everyone who saw that movie was like, no, I'm Psycho Rage. I mean, here's the thing. One of the most charismatic actors of his generation, Mr. July, and you basically put him in a role where he has no emotion whatsoever. No acting, no Will Smith being Will Smith, nothing.
But that name, Joe, General Cypher Rage.
I'm Cypher Rage. I'm Cypher Rage.
Yo,
all right,
let's switch back to the original topic.
Yeah, like I said.
Will Smith, which would have fit the video because it was all super happy, so it would have worked.
I like how you said that. Let's switch back to the original topic.
Why we switching so much?
Look at the group chat.
You look at the group chat.
Look at it. The link.
Oh my
If that
gosh.
happens,
I'm scared
yo.
of this.
No, I'm not.
Dude,
Hey,
hell no. Come on, man.
No, I
dude,
was.
if that happens,
You know what?
that'd
You
be
know what though?
awesome.
You know what? I would get it. I would get it. I would so get that.
I would
Oh my
totally
gosh,
get
I would
Hold on,
so
dude,
get that.
dude,
I would
hold on. I
so
got a
get that.
question. Is that Melee?
No, that's not.
No, that's
Melee. No, that is.
No,
that's
that's
Super
not.
Smash Flash. That is
Yeah.
Super Smash
Yeah, that's
Flash.
Super
Yeah, that's Super Smash Flash, but they have a Wavebird facade joystick thing. I'm like,
They
shit.
split the
I
Wave Bird in
totally get
pieces.
that.
I
Yeah.
would get it.
Did they put that off-center
Especially if
home
it
button
gives all
on the
the
right hand
buttons.
side?
What?
That's an offset. That's an off-center home button.
Yeah, it is an
Dude.
off-center home button. And we're missing the start button.
Yes, that is true.
What the hell? Who the hell did this and why?
A Melee fan.
Somebody wasn't paying attention.
Would you expect? It has Smash Brothers in it. It has to be a Melee fan. But yeah, if not that, just the skin of it, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
No, but you couldn't just put the skin on it.
Yes, you can.
What?
Nintendo
now?
finds a way.
I'm saying you couldn't just put the skin on it because they have to change all the buttons around.
No,
Well,
they
here's
don't.
another question I have. Now, if all these parts, if the Joy Cons and stuff are all linked wirelessly, what happens if you lose one?
You're screwed. That's all. You gotta buy a new one. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it.
only
Because,
have half of one.
here's my point right now with the Wii U. Even though they do make replacement Game Pass in Japan as standalone that you can buy in the store, you still can do this shit here. And I also read that the Wii U Game Pass in Japan don't work on American systems at all.
Well, you can go
No,
to the
because of a
Nintendo.
firmware issue.
You can
You
go
know
to
what,
the
I-
Nintendo U.S. store, but you have to like special order it, which is kind of the bit.
I don't fucking live in New York, man.
No, you can special order gamepad from the Nintendo, not the Nintendo World Store, like Nintendo
The
themselves
online
proper
store.
on their like on the thing. You can actually order it, and then you
Okay.
have to sync it up to the system, shit like that. But it's like it's expensive. But
Well, I'm going to twist your head a little bit then. So what if you lose the damn tablet and now you have the controllers?
well, you
What
know what?
happens when you
You're
like?
fucked.
What happens when you lose your iPad? You have to buy a new iPad.
I have the perfect
Well, you know what?
answer.
You know what? Yeah,
Good.
I
You know what
got an
happens
answer.
when you lose the pad? You need to bend over because you're about to get fucked.
Oh my god! I just realized why they called it Joy Cons.
I got the perfect answer for this right now. You know.
Oh
You
my
see how
god!
you see how everyone's always been saying how Nintendo needs to stop parenting people. Well, hey, you're responsible for your own damn device if you use it tough.
Yeah,
That is very true.
just too bad.
And
best.
Rowdy, as a to comment on your recent remark about the Joy-Con, in my opinion, the reason why they call it that is because I remember when they said that the NX was going to separate itself from the Wii U, like from the Wii family, period. And you mean to tell me that by you separating yourself, that means you make a reverse engineered tablet with two Wiimotes on the side? Yeah, you conned
They
us.
lied. They lied. Yeah, they lied. Yeah.
Yeah, they conjure you with joy. They
Yeah,
conjure with
Nintendo's
joy.
done this many times. Yes. Like here's the thing.
Actually, I was thinking. Actually, I was thinking, like, hey girl, you wanna see my joystick or something like that?
Okay,
See, that is such a lame ass line, dude. You don't deserve to get any at all. Anyway, so basically,
See, Brownie, you fucked it up. You were supposed to say, "Hey, girl, you want to come and play with my Joy controller?"
No,
You can't say that.
No.
Save yourself.
Anyway, so what I was thinking is the whole time I was looking at it, I'm like, this is essentially a perfected Wii U gamepad, except the Wiimotes, the little nunchucks are no longer have to be joined together. It's all because you saw a point where the guy was using the thing separately in each hand, kind of like two Wii. Except they don't have to be connected anymore. So, like
now, I wonder, can you actually map out your buttons though? Because here's the thing I see most consoles don't do except for the Wii and Wii U. What about those folks that are strongly, that are mostly left-handed? What about a person that would prefer that, let's say for a shooter, they would rather like, let's say for example, the buttons be on the left-hand side and the movement be on the right?
Hmm.
Now, of course,
Well,
with some shooters today, you can remap your buttons, but if you look at a standard controller, like a pro controller today, most controllers are geared towards right-handed people.
well,
Most.
this from what I've seen of the controller, it looks like they are meant to be ambidextrous. So if you're right-handed, they work. If it's left-handed, they work. As a matter of fact, I think they can be reversed and flipped upside down and even mapped out in certain ways to make it easier for whatever dominant hand you have. So, yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, switch between the left and the right.
Is anyone else have
I didn't
anything
get
they want to
that.
bring up before we end this podcast, before it
I
becomes
didn't
very
get that.
sexual?
I do. I have something.
I'm glad I didn't get that.
Go ahead, Perry.
First, did anyone else notice the giant ass moon in the background of the Mexican city and the Mario little?
Yes.
Like, yeah, and like how
Yes.
So Mario Cross was Majora's Mask confirmed.
and how like all in the second screen all the mountains are like ice and clear and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a giant, yeah, just little details I thought were cool. But anyway, no, the big thing is, does anyone else have a fear that the first years is going to be Port City like the PS4?
Yes.
I don't think that.
To be
Here's why I
honest,
don't
even
think
if it
that.
was,
Hold on.
it wouldn't really surprise me.
I've got to answer this properly. From third-party developers, yes. From Nintendo themselves, no.
Well, we already kind of saw 2 ports already, though.
We're not sure about that because like when it comes to like the Mario Kart, to me, everyone has said that looks like Mario Kart 8, and I can agree with them. It does look
like
similar.
it.
But when I saw those 2 icons in King Boo's side of the screen, I was
Yeah,
like,
2
that may not-
items, yeah.
And King Boo, period.
Period.
Now people can say that it may be a patch of Mario Kart 8. I'm like, no,
No,
they may
no.
get to be done with it. I can see them moving on to the next game. It may not come out next year, but I can see them working on it.
You know what that looks like? To me, it looks like they took Mario Kart GX, the one that was in the arcades. It looks like they might be porting that over. Which I'd be perfect. If they brought that to
I would be good
home
with that.
console, I wouldn't be mad about that because that game has
What about
some really cool shit going on.
If
they
they
port that? They should port
put it
that.
and make it
Luigi's
online
Mansion.
play with the arcade, that'd be awesome.
Now, if Namco Bandai is handling that because they helped do the arcade version of that game, the arcade game of that particular title, I also want Namco Bandai to fucking bring Soul Calibur.
Now,
Soul
I will say
Calibur
this
2.
in reference to the other game, it looks like a port. I've heard people say, they got Splatoon, so they are porting. It's like if you look closely, and since I put over 700 hours in the game, those intros before the battle are completely different. They're holding they're holding the behind their back.
Yeah.
The hairstyles, they even have pants.
The
different
hairstyles
pants.
look so cool. They have pants and gloves.
I think you might be right about that though, because when you
No,
look
I
at
def-
how
I
they
definitely-
pop up, they're spread
I
out
definitely
instead of
think that's
clustered
an
like they
inspiration,
are in
I definitely think that's a new.
Yeah,
I
look
definitely think that's
closely
a
at the
new-
guns too.
Funny enough,
Yeah, I
bro,
think
I
that
never-
takes Splatoon 2, and I think it may actually drop May of next year. I really do.
The only thing is the Mario Kart. I do think
Mm.
it's Mario Kart 8 with some extra features.
It could be Nintendo's way of like doing ports, because like how like everyone's kind of shitty at doing DLC nowadays, but when Nintendo did it, they actually showed you like, hey, DLC can actually work if you know what you're doing.
Except with Smash, I mean,
Except for Smash,
Yeah.
but anyway, it's better than
Well,
most
that's
things.
not really Nintendo,
At least,
that's Sakurai.
at least they like to talk about the game before they talk about the DLC. So got to give them the credit for that one. They didn't talk about that until the game was done. But anyway, like,
But, yeah.
this could be Nintendo going like, yeah, we're gonna port these. We're gonna port like you guys did, but we're actually gonna give like a reason to probably port them.
Basically, if they are
after
ports,
saying
if they're ports,
probably
they have enhanced ports.
I just have one question. What game would basically make this system into a day one purchase for you?
Breath of the Wild.
Hyrule Warriors with all the Legends content.
No, Fire Emblem Warriors.
Nah. I'd rather have Kid Icarus Uprising Warriors.
I'd like to see a lot of different Warriors type games using Nintendo IPs.
Yep. Like to see.
You know
yep.
what?
No.
If they gave
No.
me a decent, if they made Diddy Kong Racing, like a real Diddy Kong Racing, and not like Mario Kart, Diddy Kong Racing. So open
do you
world,
mean like a
shooting sport.
remaster?
You know what? You know what game this would be amazing for? You know what game this system would be amazing for? A new Metroid Prime Hunters.
Shut up, man.
That would
Okay,
actually work.
it will work, but I think what I would love to see, and this may sound very common, and even low bar, but just use imagination. I want to see Nintendo Land fully realized.
Oh yeah, I
That would be
completely
good.
agree.
If they read the Nintendo
Let's
Land
see
and
if we
add
realize
all
what the
live
damn
play
online
and all
play.
the co-op like that, it's a done deal. That will be the new Wii Sports. It's a done deal.
Metopia.
I still want to see a Metroid Prime Hunters though.
That's what Metopia
Yes.
is.
You know,
And to mention that, I really do hope they bring back Miiverse. If that system is the Miiverse, I'm going to give Nintendo a serious. I may still rate the system positive, but it won't be perfect. Like you got to bring back Miiverse. You have to.
Well, first we have to know if they bring back the Mii's at all.
Nintendo, just give me Metroid Prime
I'm
Hunters
pretty
remastered,
sure.
and I'm nice.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna have the Mii's stick around since your Mii's are tied to your
Just to
Nintendo
your
account.
account, you have Miitomo,
So
yeah, they're
it'd
not
be kind of stupid to get
drop
rid
it
of them.
already, yeah. But you know.
They'd be shooting
I forgot.
themselves in the foot.
This is
Now, what
Nintendo,
would be
they
what would be
control.
good? What would be a good thing is if you could transfer the outfits for your characters from Miitomo
yeah.
to your characters on the console.
they might add that though.
Built into it,
I mean, I'm
and
pretty
so it
sure.
runs more efficiently.
I'm pretty sure Nintendo will keep how you can transfer your Mii's from different Nintendo devices. So I'm pretty sure you'll be able to transfer your Mii's from your 3DS to whatever this is, or for your Wii U to whatever this is, because they've been pretty good about keeping that. Because you could transfer your Mii's from your DS, not the DS, your 3DS to your Wii, and from your Wii to your Wii U.
So you're saying that this device should allow you to be able to switch your means from the previous console to this one?
Yeah, I'm gonna kick your ass out of here if you get the
You know what?
going on.
In the words of TLC, switch.
Stop putting so much emphasis on that word.
Man, I think a day one buy for me would be one of the three. And one of these I've mentioned a bunch of times. A fully realized 3D Kirby game, an Atlas game, or a Platinum game. By Nintendo.
So
which Platinum game?
So you could just switch between the three.
Like,
I hear that.
Because there's two types of Platinum. There's B Team Platinum, which gave us that shitty Teenage Mutant Turtles game.
No.
And then there's A Team Platinum.
The Bayonetta team. The Bayonetta
okay,
team.
all right. You want
What if development
team?
But hear this. What if development can switch between two teams?
You are.
That's not.
Look,
the plot thickens.
Look, man, if you keep on talking about, I'll go out to my house and get myself a real Switch, fly to UK, and switch your ass with it.
Hey, that was the meme I made.
Let's not forget that B Team Platinum was under the influence of the drug known as Activision.
Oh yeah,
B Team Platinum was under dumbass. B Team.
You know the sad thing about that game? The really sad thing about that game is that you could see where they wanted to go and where Activision didn't give them the money and the time to go. Like, they wanted to make this open world arcade beat 'em up with RPG abilities, and Activision's like, we're gonna give you this much money and this much time. This game has to come out at the same time as this shitty movie. And they were like, fuck.
What game was this?
The
Teenage Mutant Turtles Mutant in Manhattan
game. By Platinum, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
like you could see where they wanted to go, and you could see where Activision just basically cut their legs out from under them.
Yeah,
we'll go ahead and end it here. Unless anyone else has anything they want to add in before we close
switch
down.
from well, we're just gonna switch from online to offline.
Look,
Dang it! I was gonna say
you
something.
cannot give your outro. Guess it. You're
About
done.
to switch
Go
my foot
ahead.
up your ass.
Go ahead, Andre. Give your sign off, man.
Wait a second. There is no juicy fruit allowed to be mentioned. There you go.
What?
I wasn't going to
So
mention
we're
him
switching,
anyway.
so we're switching things up today.
We have someone else here who likes mentioning juicy.
I know. Well, I guess this would probably be the best time to say this, since the Switch is going to be coming and we know what the name is. I've actually figured out the name for the series of video game ideas I'm going to be doing for it. And it's going the pitch for Switch.
Nice. I like how you switched it up there.
I changed my game plans, bruh.
So you could say
You switched your game plan.
All right, Brownie, you're next, man.
First of all, I'm gonna switch. Life's the game, play to win. There's no perfect game out there. It's what's perfect to you. It's not perfect to me. What's perfect to me is not perfect for you. Simply play your game.
Brownie.
Peace out.
Brownie, what you're doing is not switching. It's plagiarism.
Yeah.
No, I am switching because my outro.
No, he switched because he switched his persona.
No. My outro.
You know what? Please give their actual outro.
You are lucky you are across the damn country, because right now I would have hit you in the head with a freaking Super Mario brick.
Yeah, and then I would have just gone outside and grabbed me Switch.
This is Brownie Takashi, your Nintendo Maverick.
All right, man.
Did
Can
it
we end
again.
this pod? Can we get through the outros? Jeez. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Damn. No, I'm joking.
Okay, so game idea guy, please promote whatever material you have and give your outro.
Okay. Well, like I said, new series. I don't know what day I'm going to drop it on. I'll probably drop days 3DS game ideas, but pitch for Switch. Connectivity, which is ideas working with the Xbox One and mostly Connect. Game, which is on Saturdays again, because I can actually do them again. A gamer's memory, which is on Fridays, and that's just me talking about my memories of playing games, growing up, and through my life as of late. And that's it. Everybody just says, I know I will.
And Brownie?
I already did my outro.
Okay, good.
Memory switching on you, Doc.
No, I'm skipping you, Double. Kenoshi, go ahead.
This is Kanashi about Nito here to say the Nintendo Switchblade is out, cutting various citrus fruits and wires to prevent reboots and whatnot. So, congratulations.
Really?
Hey, man.
Look, Nintendo
Mr. Red Box.
Leave Nordberg alone. Anyway, what do I have to say except this has been a great podcast. I've enjoyed being upon it. All these old acquaintances, we haven't talked for a while. It's good to be back. And if I have anything to pimp out, it's got a lot of videos backed up that I have been hesitant to upload because I've just been so damn busy. Stay tuned this Saturday for for BS Buster's return. We'll touch upon this topic, but mainly we're going to talk about some of the shit that's we've been pushing back. So look forward to that. It's at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Saturday. So look forward to that.
All right. And Perry.
What up, this Perry fan? I was exhausted, but I wanted to come on and talk about the NS. Haha, I was going to say NX, but I switched it. Haha! But
yes,
anyway, no,
Nintendo's new system.
the new system. But no, this was complete utter chaos, but I loved every second of it. But no, just random shit on the internet, nothing to really pimp out. Although I do have a couple of videos to recommend. Dr. Feelgood posted one of Jim Sterling's video about console installs and how they're bullshit. And I suggest you watch it if you're on Google Plus. He put it up there, and I posted Jim Sterling's video on VR and how it is also bullshit. And they're very good, and I agree with both of the statements in them.
So
Not all of
switching
his
from bullshit to bullshit.
From bullshit to bullshit.
You
Very
forgot,
well
Harry
put.
Fan. We
Yes.
are VR troopers.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But anyway,
Frank, give me a count, please.
other than that, no, you can find me Twitter, Tumblr, whatever. And have you made the Nintendo Switch? That's
You
the
know what?
marketing tagline.
You
I
know
can
what?
see them using that shit in commercial. It would be so
Yep.
catchy.
Yeah.
Well, I got another slogan. Nintendo's got the Switch, bitch.
Frank, go, man. Go. Unmute yourself, you bastard.
Want to switch fan bases?
Oh.
This
This is terrible.
Spike Remix just saying hype for the Nintendo Switch, and I'm gonna have to switch juice brands.
You also gonna have to switch away from Super Mario Maker.
All right, Double.
Hey, see that?
Can you be a good person, Double M?
Okay, is this Double M, aka Alpha Disciple. I have got some actual musical material dropping soon. Something's actually dropped on SoundCloud, so if you want to go on my SoundCloud and check it out. So, this should be hopefully a good, 2017 should be a good year for me. And if I'm not on your radio, then something's wrong. If I'm not on your radio, then you clearly need to switch the station.
I knew that was coming.
And I'm Dr. Feelgood. I want to thank all the viewers for tuning in. And for those that came and dropped, be sure to check out the channels, Gilligan Stash, The Good Shepherd. I think I'm missing someone here. I can't think of who it was, though.
No, I think it was just them.
Okay. Well, as I always say, keep it gaming. Please forgive these low-life bastards for all the puns, metaphors.
You know what?
Bullshit.
All the damn memes that you made today, you ain't got the right.
Exactly.
Hey, look, and we're out.
Damn straight.